A well-known graffiti YouTuber, Emily, along with her cameraman Brian, heads out to explore yet another abandoned building, planning to decorate it with spray paint. The pair wander through the dusty halls until they descend into a basement where they discover a pristine white door standing right in the middle of one of the rooms. Emily peeks through it, and Brian only hears the girls scream. He circles around to the other side but sees no sign of his girlfriend, even though there's nowhere to hide in the open room. Brian looks through the open door into total darkness. A moment later, something black with red eyes peers out from behind the frame. Sometime later, the footage spreads all over YouTube, sparking massive intrigue among viewers. Two of them, friends Sam Shields and Ash Shaw, are particularly captivated. Sam believes they should make this story the basis of their next film, and while the footage might look like a prank video, Emily really did disappear and has been missing for about a month. She reminds Ash of their last project, which ended in total disaster. Plus, this time they might actually be able to help someone. The girls find Emily's address and head there, but on the door, there's a note asking visitors to call, and beneath it, a pile of accumulated mail. The duo decides to track down Brian to hear what happened after Emily vanished. They call him, but his behavior is strange and evasive. He talks about his new project and advises them to leave the door exactly where it is. Realizing the girls aren't going to listen, he begins to explain a long-term warning. In his view, nuclear waste remains dangerous for tens of thousands of years. That's why it's buried, sealed, and stored in remote locations. But how do you warn society 10,000 years from now not to ever open that door? To solve this, scientists, philosophers, and engineers came up with what they call warning messages. Drawings, ominous structures, thorny landscapes, disturbing artwork, ruins, wreckage, anything to make future generations instinctively avoid the site. And when something beyond human understanding tries to warn people, it's best to take it at face value. After hearing Brian's ominous lecture, the girls decide he's just lost his mind, and they go after the door. They set it up in the middle of Sam's living room and begin their investigation later that night. Sam circles the door while Ash films. When Sam opens it, all she sees is her own reflection in a mirror. She laughs, recalling Brian's warnings. Ash then reaches toward the door and suddenly feels a touch, eerily similar to the sensation of being touched by a hand just like her own. The unexpected feeling unnerves her. While trying to make sense of what happened, Sam sees her own mother peeking in from the other side. Frightened, Sam slams the door shut, then immediately begins pounding on it, confused and scared. But when the door opens again, there stands a talking dog who greets them with a wise tone, calling the girls his daughters. Sam slams the door shut again. Shaken, the girls realize that tea isn't going to cut it. They pour themselves a drink and begin to reflect on what just happened. Ash shares that the mirror felt like someone's skin. It was like touching another version of herself. But that dog? Sam suggests approaching the problem scientifically. The two start forming hypotheses. Could it be a gateway to hell? A hallucination brought on by a gas leak? A metaphor for disappointment? Or is it the multiverse? The problem is, Emily is genuinely missing. Ash suggests going through the door, though Sam is more terrified of the possibility that someone or something might come through to their side. After much debate, on the second night, the girls deploy a toy car with a camera to explore the space beyond the door. The little car finds itself in a shopping mall playzone, decorated with panda themes and humorously named Pandemonium. After scanning the area and spotting no immediate danger, the girls decide to go through themselves. They carefully secure the door and step into the playzone. Later, Sam starts goofing around, even going down a slide, while Ash urges her to take things seriously. Soon they stumble upon signs written in various languages like Gujarati and Hindi, leading them to a specific area that offers free hugs. Though the girls aren't exactly fans of being hugged, they follow the signs and stumble upon a massive plush panda. Ash warns Sam to keep her distance, suspecting it might be dangerous. However, suddenly animated by some hidden energy, the panda rises, revealing a mass of black tentacles spilling out from within. The girls take off running as the spider-like panda pursues them. One of them manages to slam the door shut just in time, trapping the monstrous hybrid on the other side. They brace the door with a stick for extra security and decide to seek help. The next day, they visit Professor Innes at the local college. He spends a while talking about the world's many wonders, but when the girls show him their video, he's left stunned. Realizing they're not joking, he shares another video that was uploaded online. It's dated 1997 and was recorded by a traveler who disappeared in an abandoned building in Mexico, just like Emily. Interestingly, the man's camera was found 2 weeks later, capturing strange events that unfolded before he vanished. Innes narrates as they watch. The traveler wanders through a deserted warehouse, observing his surroundings. Suddenly, he comes across a dense forest hidden behind the building. There, he sees a swamp filled with glowing neon orbs. Out of nowhere, something strikes his leg. He tries desperately to stand and locate the source of the attack, but before he can escape, a terrifying neon green monster lunges at him. Innes then offers an informal theory that various ancient civilizations attempted to create gateways to other dimensions, using mysterious doors as channels. One such door, he claims, is known as the Wolf Door, depicted in numerous paintings across different ancient cultures. Moreover, persistent rumors tell of followers or secret cults who offer human sacrifices to contain these entities and protect our world from their wrath. Intrigued, Innes joins the girls at Sam's apartment. Before entering, he casually asks them what their favorite animal is. Ash replies, whales. After a brief silence, Innes boldly swings the door open and invites the girls to follow. What they see takes their breath away. Standing in the middle of a forest is a massive stone pyramid, and in the sky above, colossal humpback whales drift through fluffy clouds. Back home, the trio reflects on the discovery, realizing the door might show people what they most wish to see. They begin dreaming up new worlds they could visit. Unexpectedly, Sam confesses she's tired of pretending to be better than she really is. She also admits she misses her mom, especially now that she knows she exists in another universe. Night falls, everyone goes to bed, unaware that the door quietly opens from the other side, but the camera catches it. Sensing movement, Sam jolts awake and screams. The others rush in, search the apartment, and find Emily. She's crying, unable to believe she's really back in her own dimension. The girls offer her tea and tell her they've already called Brian, who is on his way. Emily shares that she'd been trapped in some dark, terrifying church. Then a door appeared and she returned. Just then, the doorbell rings. Ash heads down to answer it. A man in a bright yellow hoodie hides his eyes behind oversized sunglasses. Ash reassures him that Emily is safe, but when he enters the apartment, Emily doesn't recognize him. It becomes clear this isn't Brian. He pulls out a stun gun and tries to incapacitate them all. He grabs the unconscious Ash and drags her through the door. When Sam and Emily come to, they decide to rescue their friend, instructing Innes to find the real Brian. Sam and Emily pass through the door and find themselves on a desolate beach, surrounded by other doors. One opens into darkness, where a talking dog awaits. Another leads to an abandoned warehouse covered in graffiti, but they flee that world after spotting a gigantic mannequin staring down from the sky. The third door takes them into a dark church, where a blood-covered version of Emily lies on the altar. Wailing sirens raise the tension, and shifting shadows outside frighten the girls into fleeing, leaving the alternate Emily behind. Back on the beach, Sam tells Emily that her mother died last year, but if she exists in another universe, then maybe there's still a chance. Sam is determined to find Ash, no matter what. Meanwhile, Innes arrives at Brian's apartment, but the young man is nowhere to be found. His attention is drawn to a laptop left open, playing a video. In it, a man posing as Brian introduces himself as an outcast drawn into a world of occult practices and sacrificial rites. He claims that pain inflicted on oneself, like slicing off a fingernail, can open a gateway to another world through the door. With ambitions of ruling all existence, he devised a plan to manipulate the door and installed it in an abandoned warehouse. Then the not Brian shoved Emily through it, offering her as a sacrifice to the world on the other side. The real Brian tried to escape, but not Brian chased him down and knocked him unconscious with a stun gun. After watching the video, Innes discovers a hidden hatch beneath the living room floor. It reveals a passage to the basement where Brian is hiding, slipping between portals just to survive. Meanwhile, the Brian doppelganger appears on the beach. Following him, Sam finds herself in a bustling district in Taiwan. Suddenly, the crowded street shifts into a swampy terrain and then morphs into a river. Pursuing not Brian, Sam stumbles through a war zone and narrowly escapes a man with the head of a fox. Desperate to find her friend, she struggles to navigate unfamiliar landscapes and temporal distortions. Eventually, not Brian knocks her to the ground, but Sam has a piece of magical chalk, an object capable of drawing portals between dimensions. As he prepares to strike her with a rock, she swiftly sketches a hole in the air. A tentacled creature bursts through from another realm and knocks him out cold. Sam reappears by the sea and finds the same doorway leading to the eerie church. Inside, she reunites with Ash and Emily, guiding them back outside, where they discover Brian is still alive. He warns them of the wrath of a divine entity that has granted him the mission of purging the world of its flaws. Brian calls upon this god and begs it to destroy the women standing before him, but a bolt of lightning strikes him instead, obliterating him. Then the doors explode. Ash urges Sam to hurry home with her, but Sam refuses to return, insisting she wants to build a perfect world instead. The story jumps ahead 7 months. Ash recounts that multiple investigations followed into Sam's disappearance, Emily's vanishing and return, Brian's abduction, and the production of a documentary film. Then she unzips a travel bag and pulls out a miniature wooden door, the very same kind they'd seen among the others on the beach. Ash speaks to whoever's behind the door, asking them to clarify what they meant about embracing change. A familiar voice answers, it's the talking dog, who asks in return, "So, are you ready to start over?" In this case, the micro-budget and amateur cast unfortunately detract a little from the experience. At times, it's hard to tell. Was the film meant to be humorous, or were the limitations simply too great to portray things any other way?